On at hours, Mobile Task Force Zeta Niner Mole Rats conducted an investigation on SCP-835. At this time, SCP-835 had a mass of only 4 tons and only one large polyp at the north end of the structure, designated Polyp Alpha. Polyp Bravo not yet being in existence. As per standard procedure, 4 team members were chosen for the initial investigation. Standard isolation suits underwater variant were worn by all 4 team members. Lieutenant took point as team leader, while Sergeants and served as support. Corporal rookie team member accompanied the team as an observer. Standard underwater remote vehicle, or URV, was used for the initial investigation. SCP-835 did not at first act in a hostile manner towards the team, allowing team members to approach and make contact without incident. URV-01 was sent to investigate the exterior of the object, while team members C, L, and M proceeded towards what they believed to be the entrance of the site. Corporal H was ordered to remain outside to monitor URV-1 in order to ensure the device's tether did not become tangled on the exterior protrusions. The first sign of trouble occurred when Corporal H, while attempting to clear a jam in URV-1's sampling claw, reported in with the words, "Oh God, help me, help me." He then reported that some horrible tentacle thing had wrapped around his arm and was dragging him in toward a fucking mouth, and vocalized several distressed calls. Jesus Christ, I can't do this. Fucking... God damn it, he was just a kid. It was his first fucking mission. I should have kept my eye on him. Christ. Alright, here it goes. Guess I'll just let Sarge edit this for me. Again. So, the thing grabbed the kid. It had me fooled to rights. The entrance wasn't an entrance. It was just some cave. The real entrance was a big polyp thing on the north end. It grabbed the kid and started dragging him in towards the mouth. Topside started to drag him up, but all they got was a snapped cable. And the kid? He got pulled inside and eaten. God, I still remember him screaming. He was screaming at us. He was crying. "Oh God, Lieutenant, it's eating me. Oh God, I don't want to die." I had him shouting at him to calm down. We're going to get him out of there, and Topside tells us to abort, and they start the winches. I'm screaming at them to wait. I had his hand. I had him. I got the carabiner on. We're hooked together, and Topside starts winching us up, and we're not getting anywhere. I'm grabbing on. I'm telling him I'm not going to let go, and then the winch starts to seize up. And then I feel this jerk on the tether, and it goes slack, and then we're both sliding into that damn thing. It was like, Jesus, I need another drink. Fuck. It was like, the only way I can think of it was like, you know, the thing that doctors do when they stick a tube up someone's ass and look at the inside of their intestines? I saw that on TV once. It was like that, except I was going down the throat of some horrible underwater hell monster, not up some poor bastard's rear. There were these muscular contractions, I guess, and they were slowly sliding us down the length of the tube. If we weren't wearing the hard suits, we'd have been crushed, but as it was, we were held so tight we could barely move, even with power assist. I managed to get my head up enough to see the kid's face. His faceplate was covered in vomit. Poor bastard puked in his suit. I started yelling for him, trying to get him to say something. He managed to tell me he was all right. He was sobbing like a baby. I started doing some calculations. Based on my dead reckoning tracker and some initial sonar scans, we were moving about a meter every minute. That means 72 hours until we came out the other side, assuming we did. If we had the air, our rebreathers could keep going for days. What we didn't have was the power to keep the suits warm for that long. If the heat went out, hypothermia would kill us. I don't know, look it up. In any case, we'd be dead. We needed to conserve power. I told the kid to turn off his helmet lights, lock his joints, and turn his heater to minimal. He started crying. He didn't want to do it. I didn't blame him. But I told him we had no choice. We finally agreed to shut down everything but our internal helmet lights, at least. It seemed to calm him down, and honestly, that extra 0.1% power wouldn't make a difference. I think that was the worst part. We spent at least a day like that, locked in our suits. Could move our arms and legs, no sound but that thing's gurgling and your own breathing and the sound of your rebreather. The puke on the kid's faceplate started to dry up and flake off after about an hour or so I could see his face. He looked tired and scared. I think... Check the lark, Sarge. I think it was about 13 hours in, the kid started talking again. Kid started babbling, apologized for...
Data expunged.
Anyway, after that, he calmed down a lot, even managed to crack a couple of jokes. And I told him to take a nap. He slept a bit, thank God. After 24 hours in, we reached... I guess they're calling it the stomach now. First warning sign was a gurgling kind of noise, louder, with a crunching noise over it. I told the kid to bring his suit up to full power and get ready. A little while after, we fell out into this big chamber. Big as in big enough for the two of us to fit in comfortably, which was huge compared to the tight squeezes of the tube. Kid suit started hissing and the outer shell started to turn all pitted and stuff. I noticed my gloves were starting to degrade too, so I yelled at him to move and we started heading towards this sphincter, I guess. I remember... God, why can I remember this? The insides of the stomachs were lined with...
Data expunged.
I almost lost it there. I started opening up with my gun, started shooting them in the heads, and if I'd stayed, my suit would have melted and I'd be dead. But the kid grabbed me and shoved me head first through the sphincter, and we fell into the other place. It was even worse than the stomach.
Data expunged.
This place was, well, you know what it was full of. I'm not squeamish, Bill. You can't be if you're a mole rat. But this place squicked me out so bad I almost passed out. The kid helped me back up to my feet, though, told me we were almost out. Come on, Lieutenant, we're almost out of there. Let's go, he said. We moved over to the other sphincter, but this thing was, well, it was puckered up tighter than my drill sergeant's asshole back in basic. So no way we were getting out of there. We decided to wait for a bit until this thing shot its load, so to speak. If it made shit and cum, we'd have to spit it out eventually, right? Anyway, that's when things started to go bad. The kid started complaining about this awful smell. I tried to stay calm, told him it was probably his suit's waste recyclers, told him to let me take a look at it. Yeah, there was this hole in the back of his leg, probably from the acid. I put a patch on it, told him not to worry about it. And that's when I noticed that there were these red things growing all over his face. He started screaming when the first of them burst and splattered blood all over the inside of his faceplate. He begged me to die. I put my gun up to his faceplate and pulled the trigger. Click.
Data expunged.
I managed to wrestle the thing that had once been the kid back through the sphincter into the stomach. Its tentacles writhed at me as it started to melt.
Data expunged.
Then 835 blew its load and I flew out its ass into the ocean. You know the rest of the story, Bill. Except one thing.
Data expunged.
As for the rest, fill it in from the reports and take the logs for me, will you? Oh, and be sure to edit it so the motherfuckers in command don't yell at me for being unprofessional in my errors again. I'm going to go finish off my drink and take a couple of Valium and go to bed.
Data expunged.
Thanks.